All right, let's just jump right in. We're about to tear down and rebuild a blueprint for wealth that pretty much goes against everything you've ever been taught about money, jobs, and retirement. So forget about that slow 40-year crawl to riches. We're talking about a completely different highway.
So, I want to start with a really provocative question, one that comes straight from the source material. Is your financial plan basically a ticket to what the author calls wealth in a wheelchair? Think about it. Is your grand plan for getting rich so painfully slow that you'll only be wealthy when you're too old to really truly enjoy it? This idea, well, that's the exact problem we're here to solve.
You see, the first thing we have to do is completely redefine the destination. Real wealth? It's not just a big number sitting in a bank account when you're 65. No way. It's this powerful trio of having the money, sure, but also having the freedom of your time and the health to actually live life on your own terms. And not decades from now, the goal is to have it while you're young enough to use it.
Okay, so if that's our new destination, this rich life of freedom and health, you're probably asking, well, how in the world do we get there?
Well, this is where a brilliant metaphor comes into play. Think of your financial life as one big road trip. And on this trip, you've really only got 3 very different paths you can choose to drive down.
And here they are, laid out plain and simple. On the far left, you've got the sidewalk. This is a life driven by consumption, where your income just fuels your lifestyle, and the destination is, unfortunately, often financial ruin. Then in the middle, you have the slow lane. This is the path most of us are taught. Get a good job, save your money, invest for 40 years. The destination is wealth, yeah, but it's wealth in old age. And then, on the right, you have the fast lane. This is a totally different game. It's about a mindset of production, creating a scalable business system with the ultimate goal of hitting that sweet spot of wealth and freedom while you're still young.
So choosing the fast lane isn't just about, switching careers. It's about a massive fundamental shift in your mind. It's about changing how you see yourself and your role in the entire economy.
And this is the absolute heart of that shift. You see, the consumer is always stuck in a mindset of scarcity. They're constantly asking, how can I save more? How can I cut back? The producer, on the other hand, asks a question of abundance. They ask, how can I create more value? How can I solve a real problem for thousands or maybe even millions of people? It's a total game changer.
Now, if you remember one thing, make it this. This is the core principle of the entire Fastlane philosophy. A normal job is a direct trade. You give 1 hour of your precious time, you get a fixed amount of money back. The fast lane is all about building systems that shatter that link, that allow you to earn money 24/7, whether you are physically working, sleeping, or on a beach somewhere.
So how do you actually pull that off? It's through something the author calls the law of affection. Your wealth isn't tied to how many hours you clock in. Nope. It's a direct result of the scale and magnitude of your impact. You can either solve a small problem for millions of people, or you can solve a huge problem for thousands. Either way, that's how you create extraordinary wealth.
But, and this is a big but, not just any old business is a fast lane vehicle. It has to be the right kind of business. It has to follow 5 very specific, non-negotiable rules.
These are what you could call the 5 commandments, and they even form a handy acronym, NECST. First, your business has to serve a real need. No solutions looking for a problem. Second, there has to be a barrier to entry. It can't be something anyone can copy overnight. Third, you must have control over your own products and platform. Fourth, it absolutely needs scale, the ability to reach millions, not just your local neighborhood. And finally, the big one, it has to be separable from your time. Let's just double-click on that last one for a second, time. Because this is where the magic really happens. This is where you find true leverage. You achieve this by building systems, by using automation and software, by creating things like code or content that literally work for you while you sleep, and eventually by building a team. The whole point is to build an asset that generates income, not to create another job where you are the single biggest bottleneck.
And all of this whole journey, it brings us to the ultimate purpose. This isn't just about piling up cash just for the sake of having it.
The real true goal of the Millionaire Fastlane is to build a scalable business that acts as a tool you use to purchase your own freedom. We're talking freedom from alarm clocks, freedom from micromanaging bosses, freedom from constantly worrying about bills. It's about creating a life where your day-to-day choices are driven by your passions and your purpose, not by the number in your bank account.
Look, let's be clear. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. It is a get-rich-fast strategy. and it requires a profound shift in how you think and years of incredibly focused work. So the only question that's really left to ask is, what problem will your fast lane solve?